down. Yeah. One night only, I'm from out of town. They don't lose.
Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello. How are you? Hi guys, this is Tiffany. You reached my channel, give me a reason. I'm going to do an updated video. I hope all is well. Let me do my quick introduction. All right, my name is Tiffany. I'm a flight attendant for a major airline that I love, and I do videos on multiple things, and I hope you guys enjoy those videos. I try to incorporate those videos on this channel, so hopefully enjoy them. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and also I do want to tell you guys that I would love to interact with you a little bit more. I need to go back and, you know, respond to comments and just let you guys know everything is okay. But I definitely want to let you guys know that whatever you're doing at this very moment, leave it in my comment section. If you're watching TV, if you're relaxing on a Sunday, if you're watching sports, if you're a flight attendant, if you're not a flight attendant, if you want to be a flight attendant, if you're afraid to fly, if you're what country you're from, what state, what city, what town, just let me know what island. Just let me know what's going on right now at this very moment, where you're at. Say hi to your girl. I'm here in Houston. That's where I'm based, and that's where I live now, and I don't plan to leave no time soon. So with all that being said, let's jump into why I am here and what's been going on, and let's get started. So the last video I recorded, I basically was telling you guys about me going back to work, and which I did. I didn't do a lot of flying. I did just enough just to get back into the swing of things, and it was going well. I actually have a video that I'm editing so I can upload that. It'll be from next year's vlog. It'll be last year's vlog. So I was like, it'll be last year's vlog, and it's just showing you me going back to work. You may not see no vlogs for a minute because we're going to talk about that right now, today, at this very moment. So I ended up getting hurt at no fault of my own at work on the 1st of January. My first day flying a VJA trip, which VJA at our company is overtime. I ended up getting hurt, and I'm now on OJI, which is on the job injury, and I'm off. I'm going to therapy. If you guys could see that at the beginning of the video, you probably like, what is this video? That was me going to therapy, and I basically, yeah, I'll be going to therapy like maybe 3 times a week, but it's definitely going to be a process. So let's talk about what happened, because I know you guys like, what happened? Oh my God. And I don't want you to, if you're afraid to fly, please don't take this and think this is a bad thing. If you think that this happens all the time, it's not like it's a frequent problem. And also, I don't look at it as, oh my God, something else that happened to you, you know, that's not good luck. I don't think like that. I think that there's a reason why I'm on this ground. There's a reason why I'm here, and I know what the reason is, and I'm glad that it was shown to me, not like this, but I'm alive and not paralyzed, so that's all that matters. So let's basically talk about what happened. I was on my VJ trip. I was with a great crew. We were like laughing and talking, and I really wasn't supposed to be on that trip, but my friend talked me into getting on that trip because a position opened on that trip, and it was a C position, and I really didn't want to be on the trip because you guys know how I feel about C. That's my least favorite position. But he talked me into it, and he was like, you're not going to be in that C position. I'll switch out with you. And so the B, who we had never met, we met her, and she was cool. We all ended up just like getting along. But she was like, yeah, if you feel like you need a break from C, let me know and we can switch out too. So I didn't feel pressured about being C, because the trip that overtime trip that I was on was one of those long trips because it was worth a lot of hours, so it was a lot of legs. And being C and a lot of legs in certain cities, yeah, you'll go crazy. So we're on our first day, second leg, and we just closed the flight, the main cabin door. We armed the doors. He informed the captain of everything, all the numbers and anything that he needed to know. He verified was there anything else that needed to be related to us before he closed the door, because he still has to go to the back and brief the B flight attendant in the back. Even though the captain briefed us already, he still wanted to reiterate what the captain said, because that's what you do when you go to the back. And you know, verify that the doors are armed, and you verify that the cabin is secure, and the flight attendant normally is in their jump seat. If not, they're going to be in the jump seat by the time we get the signal for the captain. So as we're doing our demo, we haven't pushed back from the gate. We're still at the gate. We're doing our demo because he wanted to start the demo early so he had enough time to walk through, which is smart. You know, when you're the A, as soon as you close the door, you need to jump to the demo so you're not rushing, trying to get to the back and go through the cabin really quickly and try to rush to the, you know, you have all the time. You're not pressured and rushed. Finishing the demo, we're doing the demo, and we were at a breaking point of the demo. So a pre-boarder, which is a lady who, you know, she sits up front, and she, you know, pre-boarders are people who get on the plane before everybody else because they need additional assistance for whatever reason. She asked me, could I get something, could she get something out of her purse that she needed before we took off. Now, at first I'd have been like, do you need it right now? But she had already said that she needed it before takeoff. So I know that we started the demo early, and I noticed that we got pushed back, but we weren't texting yet. So I'm like, by the time we finish the demo, we're almost done. I can get her purse down for her and let her get whatever she needs. So I explained to her, like, ma'am, as soon as I finish the demo, I promise you I'll come back to you after I secure the galley and put everything away, and I come and I get whatever you need out of your purse. Well, I'll take your purse down so you can get whatever you need. So she was like, okay, thank you so much, you know, thank you so much. So I said, okay, finish the demo, secured the galley, put everything away, and the A, you know, walks to the back. So I go to the, you know, passenger, I take her purse down, and she's going through her purse. Now our aircraft's, the front row doesn't have tray tables, so I had to hold her purse. So I'm holding her purse like in an angle, so people that's across from her and in the aisle kind of can really see that I'm holding her purse. I'm not digging in her purse because I want no problems. And she's, you know, us women, when we just throw stuff in our purse, we got so much stuff, we got so many compartments, you just throw everything in there because you have so much room. So she's looking for whatever she's looking for. I'm not all up in her business. I'm looking out the window, and I'm looking to see what the A is doing. So it's signaling me when I need to sit down, but I'm giving her time to find whatever she needs to find. She finally seemed as if she found it, or she was almost about to find it because she had her hand on it. I'm looking out the window. I see that we're taxiing, but we're still not near the runway, and we haven't been signaled. So I go and I see the A making his way to the front. So as soon as I see him start walking to the front, she found whatever she was looking for. She take whatever this little container was. She had a, you know, had her bottle, whatever. She closed. She gave me her stuff. She closed her purse. I put it in an overhead bin. As soon as I put her purse in the overhead bin, I didn't get a chance to turn to go to my jump seat. The aircraft came to an abrupt, hard stop, like very hard, very abrupt, because at this time we're taxiing to the gate and we're not creeping, we're at a speed. So the plane just stops. Not no slow down stop, not no let me stop. No wait, okay, because no, it was bump, like just stop. And the stop was so hard. And when you stop in a car, your car slides. When you stop on a plane, the plane just stops. There's no sliding unless it's weather or snow. So we're on dry ground, so the plane just stopped. I immediately went flying from where I was standing into the flight deck door. I hit my entire back, my shoulders, my elbow. My head bounced off the flight deck door because I'm there, and the flight deck door is right behind me, because I'm like standing in the aisle. Like the first row is the aisle, and right behind me is the flight deck door. I'm flying, literally flying backwards into the door. Literally. I hit my head, and I know that I was dazed and disoriented because my eyes was closed, because I hit my head, and it just made me disoriented, and I just heard people yelling like, oh my god, are you okay, are you okay, do we get up and help her? Because mind you, we've stopped, but we're still on the runway. And so, you know, if you fly, we've made announcements like, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the runway, stay seated, double check seatbelts. So they don't know whether to get up to help me. So I finally get, you know, my bearings, and I open my eyes, and I see all of these passengers looking at me like, oh my god, do we get up, like, is she okay? And they staring at me because they don't know if I've passed out, because my eyes are closed. And I'm like, I'm seeing stars, you know, I'm feeling a tingle, you know, my neck is like, you know, I feel like my neck snapped. So I'm just like, kind of just like, okay, what just happened, you know? So I go and I look up and I see people staring at me, and I immediately got into evacuation mode. Like, I got into mode like, okay, I need to get myself together. All these passengers looking at me, I must look like something's wrong. Let me get my face together, let me, you know, look around. I immediately started, like, I got myself together, and it was like, oh my god, are you okay, are you okay? I'm like, I'm okay. And I put my face together. Even though I hit my head and I felt stars, I just felt like, if there's an evacuation, I need to be ready. So immediately I got myself together. I went to looking around and scanning the, you know, the galley to make sure. Oh, that hurts. I went and I started scanning the galley of things that I may need, any things I need to take with my plane. I was scanning the galley to make sure that, you know, where we are. I'm looking out the window to make sure where we are, just in case I have to, you know, blow a slide or call, you know, or arrange an evacuation. Standing right by the phone, because mind you, I'm right by the flight deck, because I just was thrown completely into the flight deck hard. So as soon as I get myself together and I'm looking, I'm just like scanning the area, making sure I'm going through these, you know, the commands in my head. I'm going through things I need to do at this very moment if we have to evacuate, because I don't know what has happened. The captain calls, I pick up the phone, and at the time you really think it's an evacuation, because in your mind you're thinking, okay, he's calling right now, I just been thrown, and he's going to tell us what we need to do next. He's going to tell us the next steps. So he calls, he says, hey, you know, I'm just calling to see if you guys are okay. And it wasn't calm. It was like, oh my god, are you guys okay? I'm sorry. I had no other choice. I had to stop. I had to, you know, that was the only option I had, was to stop like that. So at first I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I just want to go through the cabin, make sure everybody's okay. I said, but we're fine. Let me go through the cabin. So he said, okay. So I'm going through the cabin. I'm checking on people. We have people who, you know, has never flown. I'm going through the cabin to check on the passengers who had lap children to see if maybe they're okay. Because if I've been flown, you know, some people don't have their kids in their hands and in their laps holding them. You know, when we're taxiing, you know, you tell them to hold on to their kids. They got their kids, and they bouncing their kids, and we taxiing them. You're telling them, because I like to tell people, takeoff and landing is the most important phase of flight. You need to make sure that your seatbelt is, you know, secure. You need to make sure that the everything is up under your seat, and that you're holding on to your infant if you have a lap child. But they are like this, like you know. So I'm making sure that the people that's on the plane, you know, if they're lap children, if they're okay. So that's what I'm doing. And so the A comes up, and I didn't see what happened to him. I just knew he was walking up to the front before I was thrown. So he comes up, and he's holding his hand and his arm, but he gets on the he calls the captain. The captain get on the PA, make an announcement, tell everybody everything's okay, because they're like up in arms, saying that, you know, they may want to go back to the gate and all of this. And so I'm calming them down, telling them like, look, everything is fine, please don't worry, it's going to be okay, you know, just calming them and letting them know. So the captain's like, look, we're about to take off. We're going to continue on to our next destination, which was a base, which was Denver. So I was like, okay, you know, this is, you know, great, this is what we're going to do. So everybody calm down, and I'm like, look, I'm on here too. I care about my safety too. You know, I'm not having suicidal thoughts. I'm okay. I want to make sure we all right. I trust the captain. So they calmed down. They was like, okay, that's fine. Okay, I just want to make sure. So I'm like, we good. I promise you, we're good. So then I go sit down, and we're texting. And so I look over at Ed, and he was like, oh my god, are you okay? He said, you really, like, he said, it was like, it was crazy. He said, you literally was like, are you okay? And at first I'm like, I'm fine, because your adrenaline is rushing, so you don't know if you're coming or going. You're just like, oh, I'm fine, okay, yeah, okay. No, I didn't feel anything until we were taking off, and we were, you know, in the flight, and we had to sit for a minute because there was turbulence. So as I'm sitting, that's when I started having those feelings of, yeah, I'm starting to get the aches and the tingling down my arm, and the like throbbing in my arm, and then my neck is hurting and my head is hurting because my head literally bounced hard off that door. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, yeah, you know, I got a little achiness, but you know, I'll be okay. So he was like, I look at him and his hand is swole. You know, he holding his arm and he's sitting a certain way, and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Because I didn't see him. He saw me, but I didn't see him because I'm too busy flying myself. I didn't see. So he's telling me you know, I think he almost fell on a passenger, or a passenger caught him. But he hurt himself. His hand got caught up somewhere out there on the overhead bin or something, but his hand started swelling up immediately. So I'm looking at his hand like, oh my God, you know, like, let me get you some ice. And he's holding on to his hand, and I'm like, whenever we're able to get up, I'll help you. So he was like, no, you need to sit down, because you don't understand how hard you were thrown. Like, you don't know you don't understand what I saw when I saw you going back. You not understanding what just happened to you. So he was like, you know, I'm gonna call the captain. We're gonna talk to the captain. We're gonna at least have somebody there, have a supervisor there to meet the plane, and or have paramedics there to meet the plane, because we need to be checked out. You definitely need to be checked out. So I'm like all tough, like, oh, it's okay, you know. No, he was like, are you hurting? I'm like, yeah, I'm hurting. He said, he said, even if, because we had a 2-hour ground time in Denver, so we was going to be sitting for 2 hours. So he said, even if you want to continue on with the trip, at least be checked out. I said, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to argue. We called the captain. We're talking to him. He's, you know, telling us what's going on. We're telling him what's going on. I'm telling him, you know, where I'm aching, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'll contact dispatch, you know, the control center now, and have them call dispatch, and have dispatch call somebody, have somebody there waiting. And he checked on us every 30 minutes in flight until we landed. And at first, when I started aching, we hadn't took off yet. Like, when I sat down, I felt like a little tingling and burning sensation, and like a little aching in my shoulder. But when I was feeling that, we could have went back to the gate. And I just didn't want to inconvenience the passengers. I didn't want to make the passengers sit in a city where there's no base, and then have to wait for the company to find flight attendants to get to that base in order for us to get help. Like, I just didn't want to inconvenience them, especially as the holidays are done. People have, you know, had a good time for New Year's, and they just want to go home. So I was like, I don't want to be that person to do that to somebody. So let me just suck it up till we get to a base. So that's what I did. I sucked it up. We got to the base. Get to the base. There's a supervisor there, the crew's there, paramedics there, and so I go, and I'm like aching now. I'm really aching. Like, I feel it. And so I'm aching. I feel, you know, this pain, and I got this headache. But I'm like, we got 2 hours to sit. They'll give me some medicine. I'll be fine. They take us to the crew room. Paramedics checking us out, making sure what's going on. They're checking us out. And he take me to the bathroom. You know, I have to take off some of my clothing because I'm in my uniform. He's checking my, you know, side, my shoulder, you know, my back. Like, he's just checking everything because I'm burning, tingling. I got a headache. And you can sit on, like, now you can sit on my face because I'm trying to keep a brave face. So, because every time I would lean forward, or I put my hand on my head, or I go like this on the plane, everybody's looking at me like, oh my God, is she okay? She gonna pass out? Like, so I was like, let me just save face till I get on the ground, because these people, every time I move, they look at me like, and I'm like, no. So we get there, and he's checking me out, and he come out, and he's talking to me about like my symptoms, where I'm hurting at, things that's going on, and I'm like, okay, you know, this is what's going on. So he says, I'm gonna take your pressure, and we're gonna go from there. So he stops what he's doing. He goes, he checks the other flight attendant, because he was, like I said, he was hurt as well. The only person that wasn't hurt was the B, because she was already in her jump seat. I would have been in my jump seat, but I was helping a pre-boarder. So I'm sitting there, and he's going, you know, checking the guy out. So he finally comes to me, and he's like, I'm gonna take your blood pressure. He takes my blood pressure, and when he finishes, he looks at me, he look at the supervisor, he looks at the other flight attendant who was there with us, which was the B, who was there supporting us, and he's like looking, trying to see what's going on. And he was like, I remember you saying you in pain. Could you tell what your pain level is right now? And I was like, my pain level is a 8, because at the time I felt it, like now I'm feeling it. And I was like, my pain level is an 8. And he said, okay. He was like, I need to get an IV started on you right now. So I was like, okay. And I'm hurting and in pain, but I'm calm because I need him to understand. I need to make sure he understands how I'm feeling, and I can explain anything that he needs to know about me medically. So he's trying to start an IV, to no avail. He said, I don't want to stress you out. He said, but your body, it's exhibiting what you've been through, and you can tell your body's been through a trauma. He said, because your blood pressure is 192/100. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, so I need to get your pain level down, like right now. So he's on the radio, he's calling people, he's telling them like, get here now. And not me, but like, hey, you need to get here now. And so he was like, I can't get a vein. My veins are horrible, you guys know. So he was like, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give you some medicine through your nose. I was like, okay. He gave me some medicine through my nose, and he was like, before you know, it starts taking effect, you're not gonna have a care in the world when you get this medicine. But this is to bring your pain level down, because your body is reacting to what happened to you through your blood pressure. So I need it to go down. I need this pain, at least if it doesn't stop, at least it alleviates it. So he was like, so you're not gonna have a care in the next couple hours. So I was like, okay. He gave it to me. I'm sitting there. He's, you know, dealing with other flight attendant, and I'm really like, he said, because I was like, I don't want to be out. He said, no, you're not gonna be out. You're gonna be able to answer questions. You're gonna be able to, you know, explain something, but you're just gonna be calm, and I don't care about it. Attitude. I was like, okay. Sure enough, I was in la la land. I was like, people talking. He was like, how you feeling? I was like, oh, I'm feeling good. He was like, that's working. And I was like, okay. So the paramedics come. We have to go to the hospital because my friend, something happened with his hand. He definitely had to go. And I had to go because I guess when I was talking to him, I kept asking him his name. And so he's like, she hit her head. It needs to be checked. She asked me my name too many times in a short period of time. So you definitely, her vision's blurred. Like he's just going specifically telling them what's wrong. So I get on the, we get in the paramedics, the ambulance, and this EMT was amazing. She got a vein, she got an IV, she found a vein, y'all. Got an IV on a bumpy road, speeding with her left hand. She got an IV started on me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. Because we're like bumpy road, I'm talking about literally bumpy road. She got this vein. I was like, oh girl, you bad. You bad. So then she just like looking at me like, no, you in your happy place. Because I was like, oh, you the MVP. She was like, yep, you in your happy place. So I get to the hospital, and I'm laying there, and they're talking to me, and I'm telling them I hit my head, where it's hurting, all of this. So the doctor gives me this these tests or something on my shoulder and my ribs or something, and I come back from my test, and a supervisor was called from the base. We were in Denver, and he was there. He was so sweet. He was bouncing from my room to the other flight attendant room. He was so sweet. Sorry, my camera cut off. But I honestly could say he came there and he was very supportive. He was very attentive. He was very helpful. So as I'm there waiting on my test results, they come in, they give me some pain medicine. So I'm really in la la land, because not only am I'm still like in from the medicine he previously gave me through my nose, I'm definitely in from the medicine they gave me for pain. So I'm sitting there, I'm like I'm in like, ooh. do? I'm just laying here. The supervisor talking to me. I'm like, yep, I just took tests. And I remember it, but I know I'm just like, and I'm feeling good. Okay, I'm feeling good. Man, when I tell you, the people came back in there and it was like, okay, you don't have any broken bones. You're fine. We're going to release you. I said okay because I'm on pain medicine. I don't feel nothing. I'm like, okay, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for all your. So then I tell the supervisor, I said, well, since I feel good, I'm going to go and I'll sit and stay with the flight attendant because I can't leave no flight attendant behind. Because the last time I was in Denver, almost a year ago, a flight attendant got hurt and I was sitting by her side then. So I'm like, I'm not leaving this flight attendant here by himself. I'll be there too. And he's my friend, you know, but other than that, even if he wasn't my friend, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay right there. So the supervisor stayed there late as he could. I told him everything was fine. He can go home. He made me promise that, you sure I can go home? I said, I promise you I'm fine. I'll make sure that we get to the hotel. You know, I'm taking the responsibility. He said, okay. And just call me if you need me. I said, okay. I said, it's late. You came from home. You weren't even at work. They called you from home. And thank you for even coming to support us. I promise you it'll be fine. So I'm sitting there. I'm under medication. And I'm just like dozing in, not asleep. And I wake up and I see that my coworker, my friend, Coker, either or, he's scratching, like digging in his skin. So I was like, and he's asleep. Because he's under medicine. So I go to him, I wake him up, I say, hey, I said, are you okay? I said, what are you feeling? He said, I feel like some ants eating at me. I feel kind of weird and feel tingly and I feel like I'm like got little pins and I'm itching. He just went to scratching. So I immediately went to the nurse's station. I'm like, I think my friend is having, you know, the flight attendant here is having a allergic reaction. So they looked at me like, how you know? I'm thinking to myself, if only you knew. But he's having one, I'm telling you. So they come in, he's, you know, he has like, it looked like he had a rash, or you could tell he was allergic. So they come in with like this packet of Benadryl in a pack, not a little syringe, in a pack. When I tell you, I told my friend, I said, you about to be OUT out. He was like, oh, this stuff don't work on me, you just small it. I said, this is not the Benadryl that's in the store that you sleep about a good couple hours, you good. No, this the Benadryl that you gonna sleep for a couple days. Like this, that real Benadryl. This the real deal. You not about to be in here laughing and talking. You about to be out of here. When that Benadryl hit your system, you going to be out. You gonna tell him nothing, child. You was like, oh, maybe I ain't gonna fit, child. It's not gonna fit me like that, girl. You little. I don't even think he got a Benadryl. I don't even think the Benadryl was going in about 5 minutes. I don't even think it was 5 minutes. He was already out. They come in, take him for a test. They come back and they come in to do something. I don't know what it was. All I know is when they came in there and they turned the light on to do something to him or something with his IV, something, I felt nauseous and I was like, do you happen to have a barf bag? And she said, sure. She gives me a barf bag. As soon as she gives me a barf bag, I'm throwing up everywhere profusely. Like, I'm feeling nauseous. I'm lightheaded, dizzy, my vision's blurred. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm about to pass out. My head feel like it's about to fall off my body. And I'm like, and she's like, oh my God, are you okay? She said, are you the other flight attendant that got hurt? And I was like, yes. She said, tell me your symptoms. So I'm telling her, she said, how are you feeling? I'm telling her, you know, how I'm feeling. She said, let me go see where your doctor at. She said, if your doctor's not here, I'm gonna bring in his doctor. Because we need to find out what's going on because you might need to be readmitted. I said, okay. They come back in, my doctor was gone. So she done took these tests. Oh, she don't have no broken bones. Okay, bye-bye. Gave me some pain medicine, sent me on my way. His doctor comes in. He's sitting in my face. He's looking all in my eyes, my pupils, my head hurting. I'm nauseous. I'm throwing up. Don't know what's wrong. He was like, he was like, what happened to you? And I told him, I said, well, I was thrown. I hit my back and my shoulder, and my head bounced off the wall. And I said, and it was a steel door, so the flight deck door on the plane. And you know how heavy that is. And he was like, so what are you feeling? And I'm telling him, and I feel hot, and I feel, you know, like lightheaded, and like I'm looking at him and I'm squinching because I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. And he was like, I think you suffered a concussion. He said, I think I need to readmit you. And right then I was like, nope, nope, oh, nope, send me back to Houston. Because in my mind I'm thinking, I was just in here. And she tells me nothing wrong. And I said, well, maybe it's the medicine. He said, when did you get, he said, did you get medicine? He said, you came in the same time he came in, right? And I said, yeah. He was like, when did you get the medicine? I said, maybe maybe not even an hour in. He looked at the time. He was like, no, that medicine should have worn off by now. Something's not right. He said, did she do a test on your head? Because he couldn't get in my files. He wasn't my attending physician. I'm like, no. He said, what did she do a test on? I said, on my, I guess, ribs and my shoulder and my elbow. He said, was she aware that you hit your head? I said, she was definitely aware, because I told her, the EMT told her, and the other EMT told her, and she wrote down and gave them the paper. So he's like saying to himself, like, you can look at his face like saying, why wouldn't she take a, because now I'm having the effects of, I hit my head, something's not right. So I told him, he said, well, we can readmit you and I can give you something to be figured out. I said, no, just, I think I'll be okay. I'm going back to my base later on today, I thought. Oh God. Ow, 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 ow. This is not fun. So they finally finished with my friend. They tell him that something was wrong with him. He got to go to a specialist. And I tell him I refuse to get readmitted. I'm going back to Houston because I want to go where my doctors are. And I want to go to a company doctor because we not about to do this. Like, she had her chance. So I was like, I'm good. I'll be okay. So then he said, okay. So then we get to the hotel. As soon as I walked out of the car and I walked into the hotel, and they gave me a lot of barf bags, I immediately started throwing up. And I'm on the escalator going up to the hotel, and I'm throwing up. Like, I'm feeling lightheaded. My friend trying to hold on to me. He got a thing on his hand. And I'm just like leaning over trying to hold on to my bags, and I'm like feeling lightheaded. And so he goes to the desk and they help him sign in because he can't sign in because he hurt his hand that he used. So they're helping him, and I'm like over, they asking him who I am, and I'm like showing him like I'm the other person for the room, but I can't come over there like I feel not. So I'm sitting down because I feel lightheaded. So they, you know, coming over there checking on me. That hotel was so amazing. They came over, they checked on me, they took me to my room, they carried my bags, they gave me soup, they gave me tea, they gave me, not soup but broth, they gave me tea. They checked on me every chance they got because I told them what happened. So a guy was a flight attendant, so he knows. He used to fly for Continental and then somewhere else. So he was a flight attendant for 27 years. So he knows. So he knew exactly what to do. He came, he checked on me, he called every, like 2 hours. Are you okay? He made sure I was okay, like I was still awake. Because, and I didn't lock all the locks because if anything happened, they could come in my room. And they were just so nice. We ended up not being able to go home that day because we went to the hospital on the 1st around about 9 something. We didn't leave until the 2nd around about 4 o'clock in the morning. We didn't go home until the 3rd, which is the next morning, the next day. So I tell, the company called. They were very understanding, very supportive. CISM called. CISM is basically if you go through a trauma, they want to make sure you're not depressed, you're still okay, you're mentally stable. You're not having night sweats, you're not having nightmares like that. So all these people call and make sure we're okay. So they finally get our, well, not finally, but we finally was able to fly. And I get a flight made for me. I get a flight where I can go straight to the hospital. So as soon as I land, the supervisor was there. They came, they helped me to the car, made sure I got there to the car to get to the, to the hospital. I go there. My blood pressure was 174 or 72 over 100. And he was like, what's your pain level? And I'm telling you, I'm in pain. My head's hurting, my shoulders hurting. I feel it tingling down my fingers. And he was like, you hit your head. So he started doing all these tests, and he immediately put me in therapy. He gave me some medicine. He gave muscle relaxers, stuff for nausea, something else. He couldn't give me pain medicine to help with my head because my blood pressure is too high. So he was like saying the same thing. Your body's reacting to the trauma you went through, and it's reflecting in your blood pressure. We have to get that down. This is not good. And I'm like, you understand? I'm hurting. Like, I feel it now. It's a day or two after, and I can feel it. Like, I can feel the pain from me hitting on that door. So he was like, okay. So he's very understanding. I went to therapy the next day, I think it was. And he said something about my nerve and it being, I I don't want to use the word damage, because I don't know if he said damage, but it's something with my nerve where it's causing my head to hurt, and it's traveling to my frontal lobe, and it's like the main nerve of my body, and he's trying to work that out and make sure that I don't have to have surgery. So I've been in therapy, and baby, that therapy is hell, because he's pushing and pushing and pushing on that nerve or whatever it is. And as soon as I finished therapy, he put his white hot towel on my neck, a bean bag or something on my neck. Thank God, because that brings some type of relief, because my head immediately, it was so bad. They were like, you have to sit here for a minute, because I couldn't even drive. Like it's bad, these headaches, and the way that it's bad. So I sit up for a minute, and I've been going to therapy, and I tell you, when I tell you, that therapy is hell. I go to therapy and I come straight home because I'm in pain, I'm hurting. You can feel, like I can feel like my body's aching. I feel like my arm, I even tried to push myself and pick up a 2-liter soda. That hurt. I was like, oh Lord, I can't even lift my arm. They had me doing some exercise where I have to take a ball and put it against the wall and roll the ball up the wall and try to put my arm up. This is the highest let me see. I'm trying to push myself. Right there. Right there is where my arm can go, and I feel it all the way down my side. And so now he tells me to try to, you know, put my arm up the wall when I'm in a hot shower, since the hot towel helps. So I get in the shower and I stand, I let the hot water run on my, you know, on my back, and I try to put my arm as high as I can go. This is as high as it can go. This side is not that bad, but this side definitely is bad. So I do those exercises, and then I'm supposed to take my shoulders and roll them forward and then roll them back. I can do this side a little bit more, but this side I roll it forward and you can feel it, and then I roll it back and you hear the popping. All I know is therapy is hell. I feel it down my neck. I feel a warm sensation down the side of my spine, on the, like right up under here. Then like there are times when I try to do my exercise at home, my arm will lock up and it'll get stiff. My fingers will go like this, and I feel like my bone just stuck. I mean, it's just it's not good. So I don't know how long I'm being in therapy. I don't know how long I'll be off work, but that's what's going on. That's the most updated, recent update. I'm able to move around, like go to, you know, go places, go to my appointments. I went to church today because I'm like, Lord, I need a miracle. I need you to heal my body. I need you to, you know, like right now it's like it doesn't feel like, even when I try to do the exercise at home, like right now, me put my arm up, now my shoulder, I feel this aching down my shoulder. So I'm about to take, and now I feel it right here. So now I need to take my muscle relaxer, and I really don't like taking those. I just cannot wait to go to the doctor on Tuesday, because he can't even tell me how long I'm gonna be out, because it's nerves. That's a problem. So y'all just pray for me. It's gonna be all right. I'm resilient. And one thing I do want to say is I'm glad that I didn't choose the surgery, one of the surgeries that they were offering when it came to my kidney, because me being thrown like that would have messed up my surgery. And that's one of the reasons why I told the doctor that I didn't want that surgery, because I knew that if I fall in turbulence, I'm thinking I'm gonna get hurt doing turbulence. And the stent that they wanted to put in my body, there was nothing to hold the stent, because it wasn't going from bone to bone. It was going from organ to organ. So me being thrown against that and my whole back, that stent would have traveled through my body. So that's why what I'm going through may be like, oh my God, you got hurt, you just got, you know, you were just sick. It's a blessing in disguise, because I was like, I'm not doing that surgery. I'll find another option. I'm glad I did, because right now I've been in the hospital right now and they gotta remove the stent and do the surgery all over again. See, this, I be serious. Like, it may seem like, oh, you know, you need to do this. Like, no, I need to be sure, because my body is finicky, you know, and I was doing good. I was at work, you know, working, laughing, get back to my old self, going, you know, going to my little appointments, doing this, and get hurt. And now it's like I can't reach my arm up, and now I'm aching. So I'm about to finish this video, tell you guys how much I care about you, love you, and miss you. Let you know that I'll probably do videos on other things, but overall, just go to my therapy, take you guys with me if I can, see if how they feel about me kind of recording the whole process. But I'm about to go to bed, because every time my body go to aching, all I want to do is just lay down. And it's bad, because when I'm asleep, I'm so used to sleeping on my side, so I don't know, like when I'm asleep, you don't know what you're doing in your sleep. And I get so tired, and I turn, like in my sleep, I turn on my side, because I'm so used to sleeping on my right side. As soon as I sleep on that side, that pain hit, wakes me up, and I'm up. So I just wish, I asked him, I was like, just give me that big bag that you put on my neck, and I'll sleep on my back and let the heat, because that's the only thing that make me feel good. I still be in pain, but it just brings a lot of comfort. But yeah, that's what's going on with Tiffany and what's going on over here. Like I said, I'm gonna do some videos on other things to keep my channel alive. I want to say hi to my old subscribers and hi to my new ones. And I appreciate you guys for subscribing and supporting. And I'll see you on a future video. And I'm gonna try to, you know, just bring you in on my everyday life since I'm off, and talk about things and just incorporate things that I've been loving. And I do want to start another channel, but the channel I want to start is more me talking about, like, I know I did a video on this channel about like just talking about different things that's happening in the entertainment industry in the world, and just things like that. I want to do a channel about that, but the twist with that channel is I want to provide an email where if I have anyone that has any questions, whether it's about the airline or you have any personal questions, I'm able to answer those questions or give you my opinion of what I would do, and not say your name, of course, but read it and just give you my opinion, or give you some suggestions, or tell you how I feel, or, you know. And I was thinking, you know, like maybe have like 3 to 5 topics that I'm talking about in the world, whether it's the industry or the news or something that's popular that maybe you heard about, or something, you know, with the airline, if you asked about the airline. And then at the end of each segment, answer a question from you guys. So if you guys like that, let me know. But I think I'm gonna record a video and start the channel, and then submit my email once I get it set up. Put my email in the description box from this channel, on this channel, and you guys come over, subscribe there, and just submit questions to my email. And like I said, I won't indulge in names or anything, you know, nothing at all. Just answer your question and let me know what you think about that. But overall, thank you for visiting, give me a reason. Thank you guys for giving me many reasons to spend my time with you. And I'll see you in a future video, and I have mad love for you. Bye. That's not good. That's not good.